Hi there, Kira here with another layout in a Life Crafted album. So I'm currently working on a project for my husband for Valentine's Day, and I don't really know what I'm calling it yet, maybe like The Story of Us or something like that, but I'm basically journaling about, how we met, how our relationship started, things like that, and I'm going to put it in a Life Crafted album for him and give it to him on Valentine's Day. But I have something fun today. I don't have any new collections. I'm not currently on any design teams, so I'm not getting any new product because I don't typically go buy product because I'm cheap like that. So I didn't have any new collections. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my own little printables. So I made these cute little die cuts that you see here. That's what I was showing at the beginning. And they're kind of like, love letter themed, I guess, postal themed, because me and my husband did meet at the post office. I was working as a clerk and he was working as a mail carrier, and that's what he still is today, is a mail carrier. So I made this kind of like postal themed love die cuts, and I am going to link in the description box. I'll link the printable so you guys can grab them if you would like to print them out and use them too. I printed them out, I sized them down to like 6x8 and had them cut on my Cricut. But you can print them bigger or smaller if you want to, but they're pretty small die cuts, which is what I wanted because I work in Life Crafted albums now. So I wanted them a little smaller so they wouldn't overpower the page. But I'm also bringing in stuff for my stash too. So you'll see a little bit of the die cuts that I used, along with some of my stash. So I've got the journaling on the left hand side of the page, and it's about our first date, this journal pages. And then on the other side, I don't have any pictures of our first date, of us on our first date. So I just grabbed some pictures from the internet of the post office where we met, and then the restaurant where we had our first date. I don't know if you could really call it a date. I don't think it was meant to be a date, but we went and had breakfast together, and so I just included the picture of the restaurant where we went for that. I'm using the Citrus Twist Alphas, and I'm going to spell out on my mind. And originally I was going to do them all straight and perfect, but I didn't like how that looked, so I'm just kind of like messing them up so they look like they're supposed to be kind of messy. And then I'm going to stitch over the top of them. Wow, I didn't realize how long I spent messing with these alphas. Okay, so I'm liking how that's looking right there. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch on top of them, just some white thread. And then on the bottom, I like the cluster I have going there. I have that floral embellishment. There's like a little banner that says, "Hey, Mr. Postman." And then I used a couple chipboard stars from a chipboard sheet that I had in my stash. And then I'm just going to wrap around some black and white baker's twine just to add an additional piece of texture to it. And I'm sorry I'm not on screen while I'm doing this, but I don't really pay attention to where I'm at while I'm filming, and I should. But that is pretty much how that's going to look. And I think I'm going to start on the other page now. So at first I thought I was just going to do like the photos and then build some little like clusters around them, but I wasn't really liking how that was looking, so I decided to do some like pattern paper strips. So I just grabbed some pattern paper from my stash, and I believe the pattern paper I end up using is all from Citrus Twist. And most of their paper nowadays, I don't end up using this one, but that is Citrus Twist too. But most of their paper, if it came physical, it's most likely digital on their website. So you can still go on their website and find some of the paper patterns that you see me using. But like I said, I wasn't really loving that. It was kind of like an orangey stripe, and I wasn't really liking that. And I didn't really like this one either. But then I found these little hearts. I was like, oh, this would be cute, since it's like, it's for Valentine's Day, but it's not about Valentine's Day, but it's about love. So I cut those. I didn't have enough to make like one long strip, so I just did 2 little strips, and I figured my picture was probably going to cover it anyway, so it didn't really matter if it was, see, the picture is going to cover it, so perfect. So I thought that looked good, and it kind of brought in some of the red from the other side. And then I decided I'm going to build a little embellishment cluster down at the bottom right of the page. I used one of these little mailboxes, and then one of the flowers with the leaves. And then I think I'm going to add another cluster up here. And I'm pulling in, some more of the chipboard stars. These little hearts are part of the printable. So I'm just trying to find like what colors I want. There's a little leaf from the printable. And then I decided I'm going to bring in some of these puffy stickers. These are from Citrus Twist. They're my favorite heart puffy stickers. So I stick one on the mailbox just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I'm probably going to bring in another one somewhere else too. This little letter die cut, it's got little lips up top. It's so cute. I drew it, but here I'm going to brag about it too. But so I was going to use that, but then I felt like it wasn't like the color I wanted. Like I wanted more pink or something up there. So I'm kind of starting to like how this is looking. So I'm going to go ahead and start adhering some stuff down. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my pattern paper down where I want it. And I think I stitch on top of this. Yes, I stitch on top, and then I'm going to kind of rough up the edges a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere it down. And then I'm going to bump up the photos with some foam adhesive. But first I'm going to back them. Since I have such that bold green down at the bottom, I felt like I needed more green on this page. So I went and found a green paper from my stash and just backed the photos with that paper just to bring in a little touch of green on that side. And then I'm going to bump those photos up on some foam adhesive and stick them where I had them before. And I just think it like helped the photos to stand out a little bit more too. I always like to put a white background or a white border around the photos, but since these photos, I did them in black and white, they kind of, I don't know, they don't really stand out too well, but the green I think helps them stand out a little bit more. So here I am putting them on foam adhesive. I stick that one down, put some foam adhesive on this one, and decide I want to bring in some more of the baker's twine. And so I realized that after I already like stuck the adhesive down. So I just kind of folded up and stuck the baker's twine underneath the adhesive and just wrapped it around a few times. And, tied it in a little bow. Nothing fancy, but enough to bring in that element from the left side over to the right side. I always want to make sure that my photos, or that my layout looks cohesive, like one, not like, I don't want the journaling to be disconnected from the photos. So now I'm going to start working on this cluster down at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and bump that mailbox up on some foam. And then I'm figuring out placement with the flowers and the leaves, because I'm going to stick those underneath. I'm going to go ahead and curl up the leaves as I usually do when I have stick leaves on a layout. And I'm liking the placement there, so I'm going to go ahead and stick everything down where I like it. And now I'm going to add some more, because I brought the stars in on the left side, so I want to bring more stars to the right side. So I grabbed some more stars from the chipboard sheet, and I'm going to just figure out where I want to place these on my page. And then I decide to use that letter up on the picture of the post office. And then I'm going to see if I want to add another puffy heart. And I think off camera at the end, I think I add a puffy heart on the journaling page in between like the title letters. But you won't see me do that on camera. You'll see me do it, or you'll see it on the photos at the very end of this video. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out placement of the stars. I use one of the die cut hearts. I'm going to pop that up on foam just to give it some dimension. And then to bring in some more blue to the area, I grab some of these enamel dots that are very similar color to the blue heart. And then I'm going to bring some enamel dots into the other side of the page, because I feel like I have a lot of pink on the right side, but now I don't have any pink on the left side. So just brought in some pink enamel dots, called it good. So that's pretty much it. I'll have some close-ups here at the end. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.